I followed this person on LinkedIn who was recently talking about he didn't realize that he didn't need an office space for a long time. And is that something that you've seen as well? Like, have you seen some folks like using some creative ways to actually have a place to work as opposed to paying a lease on a very expensive location, like in a hot location?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's another thing we should talk about is geographic location. Yes, of course, startup co-working spaces have been very valuable to a lot of companies. Obviously, the WeWork debacle has been a debacle, but it doesn't mean that there haven't been a ton of companies that have gotten their start in places like that, and people who have gotten their start and done important networking in places like that. We currently two of our portfolio companies are coming out of a spot called Greentown Labs, just outside Boston. And they've been there until they've taken at least their A round before they're moving into private spaces. And actually, one of the things we're doing in Anzu right now is we have actually built or gotten our own office space, and we're going to put 5 portfolio companies together there. So the VC's kind of taken that role of saying we're going to organize this and figure out the rent, and then we have shared experiences, which is nice for these small portfolio companies too, because they're actually like the community that builds is really effective rather than having small companies just going through the same experiences independently and siloed. And having kind of more colleagues, that's another thing that co-working spaces gives people, is that feeling of having kind of more colleagues and more camaraderie. And then sharing costs on Wi-Fi and printers and whatever it may be, in addition to perhaps, in our case, at some manufacturing facilities. But certainly have seen a lot of great things come out of co-working spaces.